Hi FlossTube, it's Lorna the Ladybird Stitcher. Today is Wednesday the 20th of March and I'm here for my update. Thank you so much to everyone who commented on my last video and sent their condolences. You're all so kind. Thank you so much. My family really appreciated that. I'm feeling much better today, so thank you for those lovely words. I have 4 projects to show you, as well as a fair amount of haul, and I read a couple of books as well, so we'll get straight into it. I picked out my Mirabilia Autumn Queen, which will look like this when it's finished. And here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. Here it is now. This is being worked on, so excuse these bits of fabric, I'm just using them to hold the large frame adapter here. I didn't want them to affect the fabric. But this is 28 count Lugana in Rocket Queen by Colour Cascade Fabrics, and I've just continued on her arm up here and a little bit of her skirt here. This is Whisper thread, just there, and I've realised that it's a lot thicker there than it is on this side, and I think what I did was used only one strand on this side, and I am finding it a lot trickier to stitch with on this side because I'm using 2 strands of thread, so that might be why. This is my whip that I will be working on until Sunday, so I still have a little bit more to go on this one, and then I will pull it out again on in April to work on it again as part of autumn. So really happy with this one. I just don't want to stitch with Whisper much more, with Whisper thread much more. So, and there's a fair amount of Chronic in there as well. I don't know if you can see up here as well as on around here. But yeah, it's going to be really nice when it's finished. I'm also working on Jane Austen at the Christmas Ball by Brooke's Books Publishing, and I don't have anything to compare this to because I started a new leaf or a new sheet of perforated paper, but I'm working on the skirt. So this is in different parts, it comes in different parts and it comes on different, you stitch it on different perforated paper. So this is the bottom half of Jane Austen, and it's a lot of white as well as B5200, so Blanc and B5200, and I'm finding it very hard to see the difference, especially at night time when I'm stitching in artificial lighting. So it's probably, this is all B5200. I think I'll leave most of the Blanc until I can stitch on it just during the day. But it makes a good travel project because it is on perforated paper, so I've been using it mainly for travel within the house. So if I don't want to sit in my stitchy spot for whatever reason, I'll take this up just because it's small, compact, and very easy to see the perforated paper. So yeah, I'm enjoying that one actually. I didn't think I would as much. I didn't really enjoy the top bit, but I'm enjoying the skirt, I guess just because it's easy and I'm just using one colour at the moment. So yeah. And that is part of my Stitch 9 challenge, so I'm hoping to finish that one by the end of this year. I spent a week on Storykeep Secret Garden by Hade, sorry, Storykeep Secret Door by Hade, and here's what it will look like when it's finished. Here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here it is now. It is almost done. I think next time I pull it out, I'll finish this one. So all I have to do is this corner here and a little bit of this row, and it'll be finished. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this one done. I also used this for Bendy Stitchy Michelle's birthday sale a couple of weekends ago. I'm really behind on FlossTube, but I did manage to catch that part of one of her FlossTube videos, and it was do something using anything related to B on the Friday, anything related to S on the Saturday, and anything that's BS on the Sunday, or anything that was a gift. So this managed to fit into all three of those. B for black and brown, because this page is mainly black, brown and green, so on the Friday all I stitched on was black and brown. The S for Secret Door, Storykeep, so that worked for that. And this one was a gift from Haid. It was when I finished my previous Storykeep, which was Some Enchanted Evening by Randall Spangler. I put this into Haid, put that one, a copy of that one, into Haid's gallery or email or something. I can't remember exactly how I did it, but they then offer you a free chart to the same value of the one you'd completed, and this is the one I chose. So, and started it pretty much straight away because I love it. Sorry about those dings, I'm just getting messages. So that's where it is at the moment, and I'm looking forward to seeing that one completed, hopefully the next time it comes up. And then I also worked on my Prairie Schooler alphabet, and here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. So I've been working on, I worked on mainly P for Parrot, which is there, and this has to be my favourite block so far because of the colours. I just loved working on something other than brown and green, which this pattern does seem to have a lot of. So that was a lot of fun. And then because I hadn't finished the owl block last time, I went back and finished it. So that's also done now, and that's from this one. So this leaflet is now finished, and I've started on the PQR leaflet. So next one should be Q for Quilts, and I will pull this one out in April to do that block, if not before. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun, especially the P block. The O block I found very frustrating and a little bit tedious, if I'm honest, but I really did enjoy the P block until I got to the back stitching, which is all this. Yeah, so the cage, all these lines in the cage are back stitching, and I thought I'd do it as a couching instead of back stitching, so I tried that. Didn't really work out for me. I obviously need more practice, and I will probably practice before I do any other couching. It's just that I just wanted this block done, so I just thought I'd stick with what I know. And I'm alright with the way it came out. I was a little bit worried that all that back stitching would come out a bit wobbly. All those different stitches, I thought they wouldn't sit straight, but I'm pretty happy with the way they're sitting at the moment. So by the end of April, this piece of fabric should be finished, and I'll be starting on my third piece of fabric the following time I pick it up. So that's that one. Now I might go straight into plans. I'm going to finish off working on Autumn Queen this week, and that will go until Sunday. The next week, and that takes us to the end of the month, but the next week left in March, will be whatever my wheel picks out. So I have put in all my Stitch 9 challenges, except the two that I've already finished, but all my Stitch 9 challenge pieces into a wheel, and I will spin the wheel and decide what I'm going to stitch on next week. After that, depending on what that wheel comes up with, it may come up with the Storykeep secret door. It may also come up with the Prairie Schooler alphabet. If it is one of those two, then I'll probably leave those until the end of the following month, or the end of April. Otherwise, I'll see what I feel like doing the first couple of weeks of April. For May, I am taking part in Mania, but not in the traditional sense. I'm going to be doing mainly Mirabilia Mania. So I'm going to try to work on at least 4 different pieces of 4 different projects by Mirabilia during May. And I'd like to spend at least a week on each of those 4 different pieces. I'm also taking part in a challenge by the Stitch Talk Hey challenge team, which is on Facebook, and I will put a link below. But they're putting on a challenge during May where you have to do a certain number of stitches on your Heaven and Earth Designs piece during May. So I will be taking part in that as well. So what I thought I'd do is spin the wheel now, and we'll see what it comes up. So Santa's Village has come up. Hopefully you can see that. Anyway, you can take my word for it. It's Santa's Village. I will insert a picture here of what it looks like at the moment. And I will be working on the following block of that one from next Monday. Now on to haul. I placed an order with Austen Designs. They had a couple of things I was after, so I went ahead. So one of the pieces I ordered from Austen Designs was Charity by Rosewood Manor, and this one is in honour of their daughter, the people who are responsible for the designs of Rosewood Manor. I believe it's Karen Kluber and perhaps a partner, I'm not sure, but her daughter was in a horrific accident in 2015, and she is in a dedicated care facility, and so the proceeds of this chart go towards the care of her daughter, as well as an art fund that was created in her name. That's all at the back of this chart. But I really like the saying and the flowers on this piece, and it says, it's by John Wesley, and it says, do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can. And I really like that. So that'll be a nice one. I really like the pretty colours in the flowers. That's a nice piece. So, and happy to help with the case, with the cause as well for that one. I saw this one originally being stitched by Andrea from I Heart Cross Stitch, and when I see this, all I see is fabric. I really can't see much of the design at all. I really think this was not the right fabric or for this chart, or it's a really poor photo. But it happens so many times where you see the front photo and you think, I'd never stitch that, but then you see it stitched by someone else and you really like it. And that was definitely the case with this one. It's called Be Kind Always, and this one, the little blurb up the top, if you can tell that there's writing up there, it says, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you can't see, be kind always. So it's a really pretty little, I'm going to take it out of the package so you can see it. So that's it without the glare. I still think that picture gets lost on that fabric. So I don't think I'll be stitching it on white, but maybe something a little bit lighter than the fabric this is on, because especially that sentiment, it's really hard to see. So that's a nice little one as well, and it's stitched in Classic Colourworks and the Gentle Art Sampler threads. So it's another one to add to the stash, but hopefully a sooner rather than later start. I bought the South Seas Mermaid by Mirabilia, and this is MD92. I'm just terrified that this one's going to go out of print, so I wanted to get it before that happened. It says, she lives in the warm seas of the south and watches over her precious aquatic garden. Her tail shimmers in the reflective light of her coral castles. When she plays in the azure water, you may catch a glimpse of her pearly veil. And this one is copyrighted in 2006, so it probably is on the way out of print, on its way to being out of print. So I thought I'd pick it up while I could. And then I placed an order with Tash the Star-Crossed Stitcher. Her mum runs an Etsy store called Motive by Hand. I think in Etsy it's actually Motives by Hand, but I'll put all the details below. She's taken over the cross-stitching part of that shop. Her mum sells quilting fabrics and dressmaking fabrics, but Tash has taken over the cross-stitching side of that store, and she actually went to the Nashville markets, and I pre-ordered a few things from her, and she was nice enough to bring them back for me. I had seen this one by the Primitive Hair, sorry. And it's Tudor Maiden, yeah, that's what it's called, Tudor Maiden. And you could purchase this separately, it's the scissor fob, but it also could be placed on the top of this plaque here. And I also purchased the plaque that goes with it. This is just a piece of wood. It's handmade apparently, and it has gold colouring on the edge. That's probably the better edge, the better side there. So the chart will go on top of that, and then the scissor fob will go on there like that. And I love anything Tudor, and I really like the way this looks, so I bought all three, and I was concerned that these would get sold out and not be remade, so I'm not sure whether she will be making more, but Tash did say that at the markets they did sell out, so I'm happy to have those. And I also ordered this one. It's by Plum Street Samplers. It's called A Gentleman's Daughter, and it says, "He's a gentleman and I am a gentleman's daughter. So far we are equal." And that's a famous quote from Pride and Prejudice. So I've always loved Pride and Prejudice, and I'm looking forward to starting this at some point as well. So many to stitch, so little time. And because Tash is such a lovely friend and such a lovely person, she sent me 2 threads as well, complimentary with those, and they're limited editions. They don't actually have any name on them. They're just limited editions, but there's a nice kind of a antique rose, or yeah, I guess that's antique rose, a very light pink colour on there. I'll just put it, I don't know if that helps. And then there's that colour as well. That's a nice, it's got greens and browns running through there. So thanks so much for that, Tash. That's really nice of you. I also read a couple of books, and the first one was The Woman in the Dark by Vanessa Savage, and it's basically about a family of 4, mum, dad and 2 kids. The 2 kids are teenage, and they decide to move into a house which was previously a murder house. So a massive murder had been committed. I think most of her whole family was slaughtered in the house, and they go into the house because the husband or the dad used to live in the house before it became a murder house, and has always wanted to go back to living in the house. And their lives change forever when they move into this house. So I really enjoyed it. It was a bit slow to start off with, but once it got going, I really did enjoy reading it. It was a bit of a page turner once I got to about a quarter of the way past. The other one I read was The Flower Girls by Alice Clark-Platts, and I'd heard Lisa from Luby's Lot, hi Lisa if you're watching, she was talking about this book on her channel and she liked it. I enjoyed it as well. It was a page turner from the very beginning. It is about 2 girls who take a baby from a playground and how their lives change forever because of that. And how each one is treated differently by the rest of the country. It's set in England, so how England treats these two girls and how they are both treated by their families, their friends, and society. So both of these books are quite heavy. Both are psychological thrillers. So I'm kind of looking for a nice, easy, laid-back one that I can read now. So I'm still on the lookout for that. I haven't really started reading any other books at this stage. That's all I've got today. My next video will probably be on a Friday. My daughter goes to school 2 days a week, Wednesdays and Fridays, preschool, and I have decided to do some volunteer work on Wednesdays. So it's only for a very short time on Wednesdays, but I think it might be easier for me to start doing videos on Fridays when that starts. So I'm not sure when it will be starting. I'm still getting registered and having all the checks done and things like that before I start. But as soon as that does get started, I will be moving to Friday videos. Hopefully I'll still be back within a couple of weeks. I hope that everyone enjoys the rest of March and has a good start to April, and hopefully it's either warming up or cooling down for you, depending on where you are. Over here it has been really wet the last couple of weeks, or the last week. We've had a lot of rain, a lot of thunder and storms and wind, and it's still quite warm and still quite humid. So I'm really looking forward to it getting cooler. But I'm not minding the rain at all. I'm quite enjoying the rain. So hopefully that hangs around for a little bit longer. And I'm sorry if you don't share my opinion, and I agree that it's probably not a very popular opinion, but I do like rain. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Please take care, and I will see you again hopefully in a couple of weeks. Bye everyone.